Father Maturi, how long have you been pastor here at St. Dominic's?
Sure, I've been pastor here at St. Dominic's in Youngstown for about 14 months now.
You've experienced some gun violence. You had two parishioners murdered and one seriously injured within the past year.
Correct. Last year we had two parishioners murdered. Angeline Fimignari, an 80-year-old woman, was a loyal parishioner here, avid churchgoer, was killed by a gun in our parking lot on a Saturday morning after Mass. That was in January. In September, Tom Repchick was murdered by a gun. He and his wife just left the church and they were gunned down several blocks away.
The people who murdered the parishioners here should never have had guns. They were career criminals. Do you know from local police how they were able to acquire their guns?
I don't know how they were able to acquire their guns. Of course, whoever the murderer was, obviously this is not the first crime they've committed. Usually by the time you shoot an innocent elderly person at a church, you've gone through a lot of crimes. My suspicion would be that they gained that gun illegally.
I know that there are several gun shows within a few miles of here. I myself went to a gun show in Virginia where I found out that at these gun shows you can purchase guns unchecked. You don't even have to show your ID or give your name.
I have no experience of gun shows. I've not owned a gun, I've not purchased a gun, I've not been to a gun show. But it seems to me that from what I've read and from what I've heard, that it's relatively easy to obtain a gun with a very limited background check. And I think that guns, when guns are sold, they need to be regulated more intensely. I agree with the Second Amendment right. Everyone has a right to own a gun, and I don't begrudge a person owning a gun for self-protection. But we have to regulate the sale of guns very strictly, and it seems to me that these gun shows do not afford a strict regulation of gun sale. Gun violence is a serious problem, and I've experienced in my own parish, completely innocent elderly people being gunned down by illegal guns. Something has to be done.